Westchester County, New York. I'm on a mission to talk to 914 people in the 914. Today I'm at the original Walter's Hot Dogs to talk to owner Gene over at the hot dog truck. We talk about growing up in Westchester, how Walter's has been a staple in the community for over 100 years, and of course his favorite spots in Westchester. So let's head over to the truck and have an awesome conversation. Where in Westchester did you grow up, and what are some of your memories?
So I grew up in Cortland Manor. We were right in between Peekskill and Yorktown Heights. I went to Walter Panis High School. I grew up by Bear Mountain, so we would enjoy like the summertime there and ice skating there in the wintertime, the hiking, the parks, right? So
yeah.
Those were some big spots for me.
I'm not super familiar with the area, and people actually hate on me for not knowing Northern Westchester more. What did you feel about the life in Northern Westchester, like growing up as a kid?
It was so family oriented, you know. It was just there was always something going on, family events in the community. We lived not too far from like the Riverfront Green in Peekskill.
Oh, cool.
So there are a lot of events there, and you had FDR Park like 10 minutes away in Yorktown or so.
Oh, nice.
So the carnivals would come every year to like Yorktown, right? I remember that as a popular thing growing up. We had our friendlies.
Oh,
so, like,
dude, yeah.
That was so much fun. But I just remember being just so family friendly, just hanging out with like our friends, and we would go ride our bikes throughout the area, and it was just like a really cool area to grow up.
Hell yeah, yeah. Dude, rest in peace to Friendlies. We had one on Tuckahoe Road in Yonkers for a while too, and
I know.
It's see you later.
Yeah. No more Fribbles or Reese's Pieces Sundays.
It's funny, my family has a thing where we call fish-a-ma-jigging out. So my dad, every time he went into Friendlies, he'd be like, oh, I'm going to get something different this time. I'm going to look at the menu, and he'd like go through the menu and he'd pick something. And then the server would come and be like, hey, so what do you want? And he'd every time just order a fish-a-ma-jig, no matter what he said he was going to order. So we always say like that, just the idea of like going back to your usual. We always call my family, we said it's fish-a-ma-jigging out, and it comes from Friendlies.
That's awesome.
Let's talk about Walter's Hot Dogs, a staple in Westchester County.
Thank you.
How are you involved, and how did this all come to be? And let's start from the beginning, I guess.
Yeah. So my great-grandfather, Walter, he came to the USA through Ellis Island as an immigrant in the late 1890s from Italy.
Oh, okay.
In his early 20s, he really had an entrepreneurial spirit, great sense of humor, and he was extremely hardworking. So he had other businesses, and then he really wanted to get into the food industry. So he wanted to come up with a recipe and a concept of a hot dog that was unlike any other, and a building to match it. So that's where he came up with the ingredients of our hot dog and how we split it down the middle, how we toast the buns, cook them in the grill, the type of sauce we use for the hot dogs for the flavor, and our mustard and the recipe for our mustard. So again, you wanted a hot dog kind of like no other at the time, and a cooking style, and then also kind of a building to match, which, you know, here we are in a Chinese pagoda from 1928.
Yeah, which is amazing. So
yeah,
you were mentioning to me before we got on camera, this was built in 1928, but there was a Walters before this. There's an even more OG Walters.
Yeah, so it was on the Boston Post Road. You can Google like the original Walters hot dogs on the Boston Post Road, and it was just, there's not many images of it, but it was from 1919 until 1928. It was this little shack on the side of the Boston Post Road here in Mamaroneck. And we sold bushels of apples, apple cider, and hot dogs. And that's what it was. And he built that business up for 9 years until he built the pagoda here.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So where is Walter's kind of like transcended now? Like, obviously we're sitting in front of a hot dog truck.
Yeah.
We're at the original. There's more. It's expanded out a bit.
Yeah, we definitely have over the last 10 years or so. First through our food trucks. We started the food trucks in 2015. We have 4 of them now, so they're booked throughout the tri-state area. We do everything through booking, so people can, email us and book us to come to their, corporate headquarters, to their jobs, to their birthday parties, weddings, bar mitzvahs, music festivals. Like we do it all. TV sets, movie sets, things like that. So that really kind of started. We started our first truck in 2015, and now we have 4 trucks. And that kind of led to the expansion and kind of just getting out there. So that led to us to package our hot dogs. So now you can get our hot dogs like nationwide through Goldbelly or in grocery stores here in the tri-state area. Same with the mustard and the pigs in a blanket. So that's kind of how we grew on a retail level as well, besides our restaurant here in Mamaroneck. And then we have another restaurant in White Plains on Mamaroneck Avenue, which has been about 5 years or so. That's
amazing. Yeah, I mean, the talking about the retail stuff, it's pretty cool. The mustard is like amazing. Just getting the bottle mustard, it's like there's no point in buying any other mustard. You got to go to Stu Leonard's to grab the Walters.
Yeah, we're so happy to, like, you know, Stu Leonard's is one of our big accounts, and Wegmans here in Westchester. They're in all the DeCicco's and Sons for like our hot dogs, the mustard, and the pigs in a blanket. So
Cool.
it's cool to kind of have that local support as well, you know, of places. But yeah, the mustard is our own recipe. We blend it with a little bit of relish, so it has that little sweet kick as opposed to like a spicy brown mustard.
Yep.
So again, something a little different than the typical mustard that's out there.
Yeah, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's so cool to see, like, you know, Walters is a Westchester establishment that has grown so big, and like I think you told me off camera, is the second oldest hot dog in the state.
Yeah,
And
right behind Nathan's. Nathan started in 1916. Also from, you know, immigrant roots, you know,
Yeah.
around the same time as my great grandfather, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
It's awesome, man. It's why it's such a staple, which is so cool. So where are some of the places that you park the Walters hot dog trucks?
Yeah, so the food trucks do everything through bookings. You'll find one of our trucks all summer long at the Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater in Bridgeport. We're really proud to have our trucks there for all of their concerts. And then also at Playland in Rye, at the amusement park, which we're so proud to be a part of another historical business like that. So you can find our food truck at Playland like 3 or 4 days a week for the rest of like August and September.
Nice. That's awesome, man. That's very cool. Everybody knows Walters hot dogs in Westchester.
Yeah.
Is there anything on the menu that you would recommend other than the hot dogs?
Yeah, so that's a good one. So a lot of people don't know that we make our own ice cream and Italian ice here.
Oh, nice.
So we're popular for the milkshakes. You can get over 20 different flavors, but a lot of people don't know, even like by the scoop, we have different flavors on rotation for our ice cream and also our Italian ice.
Cool.
So my favorite for the Italian ice is watermelon. And also you can convert that to a drink as a watermelon freeze.
Nice.
Where we blend it with either like seltzer to make it really refreshing, Sprite sweet, or lemonade. So a lot of people just like, it's a hidden gem. And our dessert for like the funnel cake sticks, that's a big one.
Yeah.
And also, it's August and hot, but our New England clam chowder is really popular. A lot of people don't know we serve that.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
Sometimes people will come just for the New England clam chowder, not even the hot dog, because they just know about it, and we'll sell out of it.
That's
So, yeah,
amazing.
just some like hidden gems of like menu items that we're really proud of that a lot of people just don't know about, because you said they know the hot dog, but they don't know what could complement it too.
I'm a big New England clam chowder guy, so I would love to try that.
Yeah, try it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I feel like I go to Rhode Island every summer.
Yeah.
My dad has a little spot, and like that, I just get great New England clam chowder up
Sure.
there, and then I feel like it's really hard to match down here.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's awesome. I would love
So
to.
our biggest compliment is when people like who go to Massachusetts,
Yeah.
you know, in Cape Cod or Rhode Island, they'll be like, your clam chowder can go toe to toe with that. Like
That's awesome.
That's a badge of honor for us. So yeah, you got to try it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Name 3 of your favorite spots in Westchester.
So this was a tough one, and my wife Macy and I, thank God for her, she was kind of helped going over it with me too. But number 1 is the place that we got married in, our favorite restaurant. One of our favorite restaurants in Westchester for sure is Goose Feather. We got married there. It has a special place in our hearts. Chef Dale Talday, right? Great. So it's just kind of like a one-of-a-kind like restaurant
Yeah,
in Westchester that we just love to go to.
definitely. It's a great spot.
Our groceries here in Westchester, of course, DeCicco's and Sons.
Yeah.
You know, my brother-in-law, Joe DeCicco, they do such a great job in the amount of imports that they get, right? And also their craft beer.
Yep.
And if you want to play bocce at a grocery store too, they have bocce ball in a few of their locations. But no, they're just like one of a kind for groceries, right? Also, cross-court pickleball.
Yeah.
In the Elmsford area, a bunch of food truck owners and I, in the wintertime, we picked up pickleball and would go there like 4 or 5 times a week or so. So we kind of, I guess, joined on that pickleball craze bandwagon or so. But that's a really cool spot.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that going around, that craze. It's like everywhere now. You go to Tarrytown and everyone's just playing pickleball on what like was the tennis court or like.
And a lot of parks like are turning tennis courts into pickleball courts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. So cool. Awesome, man. Gene, thank you for doing this, man. Thanks for being a part. I appreciate you having me here at Walters.
Of course.
Excited I got to come down.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Cheers. So where did you guys come from?
We came from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I have my 90-year-old dad in the car. My mother and father grew up here. They went to Mamaroneck High School, and we came all the way for Walters hot dogs.
That's a testament.